Hello everyone, welcome back to Cause Streams TV, and we are done week 10 of season 2 in the War Within, and it has definitely been a quiet week this week. There's been a bunch going on with Mother's Day. I had a wrestling event I went to, Backlash, at a friend's house. We usually watch those every single month, and then I also spent some time with other people on Sunday, so I wasn't able to stream. Plus, we had the MDI, so I was watching that. It's been a very busy week. I'm dealing with some personal sickness, and unfortunately, there is a family emergency, so this week's episode is going to be short and right to the point. We're going to open vaults, we're going to take a look at the weekly increase, and then we're going to look at the new mount we got. This one I'm excited for, so we're going to jump right into it. We're going to start with the Death Knight, of course, who, funny enough, got a 6 IO increase just from doing... I two-chested one of my keys, and that gave me 6 points. It was actually really funny, but we're going to open our vault in Blood Spec. Let's take a look at what we get. We'll have the full raid vaults, and we'll have 2 of the Mythic dungeon slots. So let's take a look at what we're looking at here. We have the Vexy's Pit Whistle Frigate. We have Test Pilot's Go Pack. I just want to take for Transmog. Right now, this is the winner. So far, this is the winner. Oh no, we have a Jaster's Diamond. This is no longer the winner. And then in our Mythic Plus Mythic track slots, oh, these go up to 8 now. We have our Crit Verse Neck, and then we also have the weapon. But hey, we have a pretty good vault. This is exciting. This is exciting. So I kind of ran the sim and I'm a bit confused. I ran it at 665, which is the ring. I'm not going to upgrade it all the way, but if I replace my Cersei's Circlet, it's an 11k DPS increase. But if I replace my standard Wix Golden Loop, it's a 10k decrease. I feel like there's something wrong with the sim there that I don't know about. I'm going to have to take a look at the DK Discord to understand what I'm missing here, because obviously a lot of classes are after this ring. So I am going to take Jaster's Diamond, of course. I really want this Transmog, but we're going to take Jaster's because it's the most sought after ring anyway. And that means I don't have to spend a dinar on it if I don't want. So here we go. We're going to go do our upgrades and do all the stuff we need, get the gems set up in this, and then we're going to carry on from there. Definitely on the DK, one thing we have to do this week with the turbo boost coming into effect, all of our gear now can be upgraded 2 more item levels. So whether it's heroic or whether it's mythic, we get 2 more item levels. That means we also have to recraft some of our gear, so I'm definitely going to work on that this week. I want to be able to either I'll just knock out 10s consistently to be able to get the crest to upgrade, or do some 12s to get more crests the higher the key level, right? So that is going to be the plan on the Death Knight. I'm actually looking forward to it, to actually play the Death Knight a little more. Maybe we'll get some IO out of it. Maybe we'll get resilient 13s. Let's see what the week has to bring. I do have a birthday this weekend. Plus, like I said, there's a family emergency I have to deal with. My mom actually broke her ankle and dislocated her other one, so she's unable to walk, so I want to make sure I am available to support her as needed. So that is the plan for the Death Knight. Let's go take a look at our next vault, which is going to be the Demon Hunter. All right, next up, we're opening the Demon Hunter Inventions just to see if we can get the tome in a mythic track. Probably not, but it's worth a shot. I guess I spoke too soon. We ended up getting tome in mythic track, so guess that's what we're taking on the Demon Hunter. That is amazing. Oh my god. Can we upgrade it though? That is the real question, and yes, we can. So we're gonna go upgrade our Tome of Devotion on the Demon Hunter. So no monk or paladin vaults this week, but I did run the warrior and it was actually kind of fun. I believe I have a 4 done on him, and warrior felt really good. It was actually really fun playing the warrior, so I may be kind of pushing out things from him. And look at that, we are getting a piece that we can catalyze. The warrior keeps getting lucky every week with a single piece of gear, so I'll absolutely take it. I'm very happy with that. We throw this on the warrior, brings us up to 632.5 eye level, and we're looking at 1300 IO. So I believe I actually did a 5 Cinder Brew last week. So yeah, he's definitely moving up. Things are looking good for the warrior. We'll keep pushing him a little bit as the weeks progress. And although we had a busy week, I was still able to do at least a 7 on the Druid. So let's open up the Druid vault. Hopefully we get something that we can use. He always seems to be getting trinkets, so hopefully it's something different this week. A pair of the tier legs. This is a massive upgrade. Very happy with that. 658, 13 item levels for the Druid. Let's go. So I need to replace his neck still, which I was hoping to craft, and his shoulders or chest, and then we can catalyze and get 4 piece. I may just catalyze this. Actually, you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to go catalyze the chest right now, because that will give us our 4 piece and the transmog. And there's nothing wrong with transmog when you have 4 catalyst charges. So let's go get that done. All right, Druid is now sitting at with his 4-piece, so we can get some more defensives. We're doing keys, and that'll be the plan for the Druid as well. Hopefully I get some time to do a little more than 1-7 this coming week. And that is it for Vault, so let's talk about the plan for week 11. Like I said, because the turbo boost is out in effect and we get 2 extra item levels on all I gear, what I do want to do is go through my primarily focus on the Death Knight and the Demon Hunter. They are the ones that I've been actually pushing on. They're 3k. And I'm going to just kind of run keys to get as many crests as I can to upgrade the pieces and see what it looks like at a higher eye level. I'm assuming 13s are going to get easier than they are now, and then maybe we'll be pushing into the 14 range. So that is the plan on those. The other tanks that I'm still working on will see some love as well. So for the Druid, my goal would be to just craft his neck piece, so I am short on a bunch of crests. If I can get a little more crests, we can craft his neck piece, and then that'll bump up our item level significantly because we have a 580 neck. And then I'll probably just play like a key on the Warrior, Paladin, and the Monk, since I'm not primarily focused on them yet. I do want to get my Druid up next to 2500. So those are some of the things we're going to focus on in the coming week when it comes to our mains. And then of course we do have Raid. Now in Raid we're extending into 1-arm bandit, which means with the turbo boost we got him to about 47% last week. So we are very close to seeing that second phase, and things seem to get a little easier when you hit that second phase. Just you got to deal with the pillars and then make sure no one gets hit by the lightning and run the tank busters out. So I'm really hoping that with the increase in item level we kind of push through some of the end phases and maybe even bypass them and move our way onto Mugsy. So I'm looking forward to that. And just a single mount to talk about this week, but we do have another mount that we get to talk about now. Last season we didn't get the mount from Stone Vault, but this season it looks like from Dark Flame Cleft we did get the mount. So we ended up looting Wick out of a random 10 that we did. I was kind of confused. So I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this item that I have? It has no item level. Well, it turns out it was the mount, so that means from Dark Flame Cleft we have the mount. And the one we're still missing is from Stone Vault. Now, the story of Stone Vault, if you guys remember it, I ended up selling the item accidentally and losing the quest. So hopefully next season we can get that if Stone Vault comes back around. But this is the one mount we got this week, which is Wick. So 1 dungeon down for the War Within. And then lastly, I wanted to move into talk about our gold increase week over week. As always, I feel like their weeks start slow, but they always end finishing strong. I actually spent a little more time last week farming gold. That is something that it was a bit of a stressful week. I have some personal stuff going on, so they wanted to do something where I can, if I had to step away or if I had to deal with something, I could easily do that, right? So I actually spent some time farming, and we dug into a new dungeon last week. We started doing a BRD, so we got a bunch of items there. So we restocked our auction houses very significantly. We're well over into the few million in auctions that we could sell, but week over week we sold 199,482 gold worth of transmog and materials. So another fantastic week, almost 2k. Every week we seem to be making 200,000 gold. So I'm hoping this journey continues, as it's been very profitable and we can just spend the gold as we wish as the seasons progress on mats or anything else that we find that we need. And that is it for this week's follow-up. I know it was a short video, primarily just focused around Vault, but I do have some personal stuff going on. I'm still trying to think of ways to make these more interesting, change up what the format is, or just do something completely different. So hopefully in the weeks to come, you'll see some changes and things will get a little more entertaining. There's lots of Mythic Plus key dungeons that I've released over the last few weeks. I'm starting to release keys on my Demon Hunter because they are doing 12s and 13s. So keep an eye out on that. I really appreciate you guys who tune in every week, who leave your comments down below. Thank you for the support. It's very much appreciated. I'm hoping to see you guys in Azeroth in the Mythic Plus arena. Have a fantastic week, everyone. Peace out.